Guys, happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. I am thirsty actually, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of update you guys because I'm kind of going through this whole thing in my mind about my direction and what I'm doing and how I'm going to do it exactly. And you know, one thing I'll say for anybody who is considering getting out there and doing this entrepreneur thing, you know, leaving your 9-to-5 and going to work for yourself and helping people in a different capacity, in a different way. If you're gonna wait, it's the same thing as like with having kids or with getting married or whatever. If you're gonna wait until you're ready, you're never gonna do it. You're never gonna be ready. You just have to go and do. And that's my like piece of advice for you, is because that's where I am. Like, I didn't leave my old job knowing exactly what I was gonna bust out there and do. I left my old job knowing that I wanted to figure it out. And so that's really what I've been doing. And it's not, I'll tell you, like 6 weeks, I feel a little bit like am I at, not square one, but you know, I feel like I'm still so early in the process considering all the work that I've done, because I'm kind of backtracking on a lot of that. I'm not like null and voiding it. It actually all is awesome material that I can still utilize, but in terms of what I need to be doing right now, I sort of feel like I've been going this way and I kind of really need to divert this way. You know, I feel like that is something I need to pivot now and make a change and do something slightly different so that I can get to where I want to go to. But the thing I can tell you is you know, you're going to set off on this, chances are, without really knowing what you're after, or you're going to think you know, and then you get into it and you're like, crap, like how, okay, so there's a lot more to this than I was really thinking about. All I can say is just do. Like, just do. Hustle. You know, if you don't know what to do, read, research. Like, that's what I have spent a lot of time doing. Well, I've spent a lot of time actually doing stuff, creating and writing, because I do want to put like a how-to marketing manual out there for small business. It's something I want to do because I feel like as much as I don't necessarily want to go out there and teach marketing, because I really don't, I feel like it's a bunch of knowledge that I have up here and I should dump it out in some way that might benefit people. You know, books and online courses can, you know, they work extremely well for certain people, not for everybody. If you're the type of person, I'm the type of person, I can read a book or I can do an online course and I can implement. I do it all the time. But I would say most people, they want the information. It's like you buy all these books and you read all these books and you don't actually implement it. It's like you're a what am I trying to say? You're a like knowledge junkie, but you don't actually do anything with any of it. I think that most people are more like that. Like, they're not going to read a book, even with detailed instructions on step-by-step how to do things. They're not going to just take that information and go and use it. They just aren't. So it's something I'll put out there for the people who can do that, for the people like me, who maybe can't afford a $10,000 coaching program, but could afford, you know, a $30 step-by-step how-to book, and would actually implement it. You know what I mean? Like, would actually take it and go step-by-step through it. You know, because they have the self-discipline, or they just have the ability, the capability to do something like that. Most people just don't. You might even read the whole book, but you don't take action on it without, you know, and part of that has to do with people need to be held accountable. Bottom line. I mean, I've learned that in business, you know, in terms of how to deal with teams and things like that. People need to be held accountable. If they're not, you know, you're not going to get results. You're just not. So, I mean, that's the same principle as like when somebody wants to learn something and they get a book. well, there's no accountability in a book. It's like, who even really knows that you bought it? You know, if I have like an online store, I don't know that you bought my book. I mean, I could, but who would be paying attention to that? You really don't. You might then target that person for additional marketing to try to sell other services, but you're not calling that person saying, hey, saw you got my book, how you doing with it? You know, that's because obviously that's my time costing, you know, that costs more money. So I'll put that out there eventually, but what I really wanted to figure out was what is the, you know, because in terms of looking at my own personal goals, because my goals are important too. Obviously, my thing is my biggest purpose is to go out there and help small businesses. It's what I want to do. You know, I want to help them grow in some capacity. But it's like, what part do I focus on, you know, and how do I put that together? Even like the pricing, you know, I know how to kind of price what I do as a marketer. You know, I can, you know, there's different ways to go about it. I know those, but there's a different way, there's other ways to go about it that I don't know about. And that's what I'm really trying to like dig into and figure out. So I've been looking for a mentor, and I've been following a lot of, you know, entrepreneurs and mentors, that I could get help from. And I've kind of been like sifting through them for a while now, trying to figure out, well, what is it like? I think I've been trying to figure out my own biggest pain point, because I think sometimes they ask, you know, they're like, well, what is your biggest struggle? And I'm like, well, everything. No, I mean, it's like, well, I don't know. I know how to build marketing pieces. I know how to, you know, put something together and then sell it. But, you know, I think I just feel like I haven't found it yet. So, I mean, at the end of the day, if my biggest struggle is that, you know, what exactly do I sell? What exactly am I going to be selling? How am I going to package it? And then, you know, how am I going to price that? And I really think that, I think I've kind of discovered that there is a certain method that I want to use to help people, to coach people. But that one, I don't really know how to price. I think if I priced it, I would be kind of pricing a little bit arbitrarily. And I don't really know how to set up a program like that. I have like skimming the surface information, like skimming the surface ideas and tactics to use. Not tactics, but just processes to use. So I really want to learn more about that. Like today I have 2 coaching calls. And these are people that I'm kind of like qualifying for mentors. One actually just kind of came about by accident, and she's actually an entrepreneur I've only been following for like the last month or so. But she's super talented. She's super talented, and I'm curious, cause they called me. They had my information from marketing stuff, but they called me and wanted to schedule a call. And I know it's a coaching call, and these are marketing calls. So it's a coaching call. I might get some information out of it for myself to use, but it's mainly for them to qualify me for one of their programs and try to sell me on a program, which is fine. I'm not doing this without thinking. I already am kind of leaning towards I'm not going to work with her, because her niche, her what she really coaches on is online marketing funnels. And I have a lot of experience and strength in that arena already. Not that I couldn't learn more. I'm sure that she could teach me more. But I just don't feel like if I'm going to pick a mentor, I really want to get somebody who I'm going to garner like a lot of information, like kind of go from like somewhat in the dark about something to being pretty schooled in it, you know, whereas the online marketing funnels, I'm already pretty schooled in it, and I've already invested in learning in that, learning in that arena, I should say. So I'm not really keen on necessarily picking up a mentor that would be helping me with the online marketing funnels. But I am really curious about the whole, because I'll tell you, my journey has been, like I said, doing, you know, just doing. So I've been putting together a lot of stuff and studying and and kind of building a lot and building my base and my platform for myself and my business, that was more so centered around and geared towards marketing. And I think as time passes, I'm really like, I think I do want to get, like I said, I want to get that knowledge out of my head and to the people, but I think I feel like, because I'm coming off of, such a strong marketing background, and I think what I'm stuck on is like my titles were things like marketing director or chief marketing officer. But the reality is I have spent so much time, and I have a huge strength in CEO style duties, being a visionary, driving vision, leading teams, things like that. That's really my bread and butter. And I really, dialed in and have spent years studying people and business and how to align companies, and which in turn makes them, and it's not about necessarily the process, step-by-step information on how to do, I don't know, any kind of process in the business. That's not what it's about. It's more about aligning the company behind principles and behind a mission, and the power and the impact that doing that has. It's incredible. And I know some of you probably have seen my talk on, company culture. It's really what that's about. Company culture is about aligning people behind a mission and giving them all something to be about. And that is hugely, hugely powerful. And I've seen how it transforms, businesses, big and small. I mean, from a little 7-10 person team to, global companies. Like, there's no company that this can't help. My focus would be small business, because I really want to help small businesses grow. And this is definitely a major way of helping them grow. But also, I call it marketing from the inside out, but really, it's really about making companies that people enjoy working for. You can be doing bullshit work and still love your job. And I say bullshit work very, very lightly. When I say that, I know I'm talking to a lot of people who are older and have careers. So being a cashier, you probably would look at that as bullshit work. But the reality is people can be really happy going to work every day, being a cashier, if the company is somewhere that people love working, and if the leadership is, respectful and thoughtful, and they believe that the leadership actually cares about them as people. That creates such a tremendously powerful atmosphere that you'll keep it. I mean, the amount of money that it can make you and the amount of money it can save you is just tremendous. From lowering your turnover. So turnover is expensive. Having to hire and train people is expensive. Thousands and thousands of dollars for one candidate. It's crazy. But not only that, but like the amount of money it makes you, because when you can be anything. You can be like the kind of company that people are like, who gives a shit about that? But if you are that company and you just stand out far beyond your competitors because you have like a great atmosphere in your office, business, whatever it is, you have a great atmosphere, you have an awesome team, you're going to be the only ones that people ever want to work with. Because of all of that. That's what I call marketing from the inside out, training your team to be, great stewards for your business. It's huge. And really that is where I find the most, like, I feel like I have a purpose in that aspect, in getting that message out there, because it would improve so many people's lives to utilize these tools. It would improve it for the employers, for the employees. You can have employers feeling less overwhelmed because they don't have to do everything. And honestly, employers have a bad habit of trying like hell to do everything. And that's a habit I really want to help break. But when the employers stop trying to do everything, and then they have a great team that they can trust to do things, then the team can take on things that the employer would normally do, and then they feel empowered by being given that responsibility and being given those duties. And I mean, it's just tremendous, the impact that can be had by operating in this way. And that's really what I want to teach. That's really what I want to get out there. And that, I was like, that, when I keep thinking about that and leaning further away, it's still marketing in a way, and I would still integrate marketing into it, but the more I keep pushing towards that, the more I'm like, crap, I really need to like refocus and put some of these projects that I was working on the back burner and focus on these something that would be more substantial and more in the realm or the arena that I want to be in. Because I mean, I was literally like this close, like I'm like this close to being ready to launch a funnel, but it's really geared towards marketing. And I think that's where it really started to click for me, was because I'm thinking about the message that the marketing pieces are sending, and I'm like, I just don't like it. Like, that's not what I want to be pandering to. It's not what, and I just don't feel like, when I think about, small business owners and their struggles and their concerns, I just don't think it's going to speak to them tremendously. Like, I feel like what I've just been talking about, I feel like that's going to speak to people a lot more. So, I mean, I don't think it actually totally rules out marketing. It's just a different approach to it. And I'm really hoping that the coaching calls I have today, I mean, the second one that I have later this afternoon is really about putting that idea down into a concrete deliverable service that I can provide, and how to put that together and package it and price it and all of that stuff. So and I think it's really funny, I have been following so many great entrepreneurs and coaches for a long while now. I mean, years ago I really started, and I think maybe Ramit Sethi was like my first one, and he's freaking awesome. He's a like business startup guru, if you want, a finance guru too, and just a smart dude. I love Ramit. And then, people like Ty Lopez, even like Gary Vaynerchuk. I love listening to Gary V. He's fantastic. But I've been getting more into, entrepreneurs who are, I don't want to say closer to where I am, because they're all doing extremely well in their own arenas as well. But, they're really not far behind Gary V. Gary V is just such a like outward, like, just media mogul, man. But that's his thing, is being a media mogul is his thing. So these other people, they're more about, coaching small business. So they're not exactly going for fame, and not that Gary Vee's going for fame. His platform brings him more fame than like what I would be doing or what other people are doing. So, but I've been looking at them, like the one I want to talk to this afternoon, the one about marketing funnels. Her name's Stephanie Nikolic. She's from Miami, and she does brilliant marketing funnels. I know, because I try to copy them. I actually I find them, and I freaking screenshot them. I'm not even joking. I mean, if you're in marketing, trust me, it's something you do, called swipe files. Anyway, but she's a great marketing funnel creator online. But later on, I'm talking to a Russ Ruffino, which I know this guy, and I can't figure out where from, because he's not one I've been following, but I know his name from somewhere. I don't know if he worked with somebody, I don't know. But I'm talking with him later in the afternoon, and he's the guy who really, his thing is helping people to put together their service in a way that is, first of all, in a way that does speak to people more, and also packaging it and pricing it and all that good stuff. And he literally, it's really funny, because I've been kind of qualifying mentors for a while now, and I just came across him today. So it's really funny because I kind of already have it in my head, like, this is going to be my mentor. This is who I'm going to work with. And it's just funny that he only just turned up today. So we'll see how that goes. I also just to plug her if this is ever like getting out there, but Cat Howell is she's awesome. She is a like Facebook advertising queen. And she's just a badass and a really cool person, and she's one that I followed for quite some time, for quite a long time, and really love her work. So she's really cool. But yeah, so I am like, I feel, it's so weird. Like, I don't know why I'm not more apprehensive about where I am and where I'm going. I think I just feel like I'm gonna, like, either way I'm okay, and I'm going, I just kind of constantly feel like I'm going in the direction I want to go, even though I have not really made any huge strides. I think maybe if I didn't have like money coming to me anyway because I'm still coaching, maybe I'd feel a little differently. Probably, if I had no money coming at me, I'd probably be pretty scared right now. But I feel pretty good, and I feel like even though now I'm like, oh crap, all that stuff I've been doing, like, screw it all, I gotta do something different. I still feel like I'm fine with that, and just to do the damn thing and go forward. So I'm really stoked, and I've got to go because I've got to run in here and get something, and I've got my call in like an hour now. So I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Go out there and kick some ass, okay? Bye.